minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. If you're looking at the schedule online and you are right now tuning in to hear our short interview with Glenn Fiorello, he's on his way. He, of course, running to be with the county commission, and Ed Wilson is here right now. He was scheduled to be on at 9:20, but we've kind of switched them because of the fact that Mr. Fiorello is on his way and Mr. Wilson was already here. Ed Wilson is a candidate for the Marion County School Board. He's wanting the position that's currently held by Bobby James. Hope I have that right. Am I right? Okay. Where are you? Okay, there you are. And we won't shortchange you. I know we promised you 10 minutes. And, well, thank you for coming in today. The school board, I think, we were discussing this morning about the importance of, things that were important to us when we were students. You look about the same age as Robin and I, and then Galen Unolds, who might be 20 years our junior, was talking about his. My son, who's like 30 years my junior, had his something. And now there's kids now in school, so it's constantly changing. And it's hard if we're not in the schools to really know what is needed. Because if I think I know, I probably don't know, because it's been how many years since my own son was in school. So I applaud you for your interest in doing this. Have you ever been on a school board before?
No, sir, I have not. I've been a contractor here in Marion County since 1985, but I understand that our youth are the future.
Exactly, yeah.
And I know how hard it is to hire good help, and I just see a decline in our society, and I think that the public school system is a good place to try to turn that around and to make a difference.
Absolutely. And we've had students in the studio, and of course, because they're at the radio station, it means they've excelled at something. And my point has always been that those who say homeschooling is the best, they're entitled to their opinion, but we've seen great public school students come in here. We've seen great private school students come in here, and we've seen great homeschool students come in here. So.
Absolutely, because it's really all about motivation and parental involvement.
I think so. I think, that speaks so loudly to what I believe. Because even if you're not homeschooling in the technical sense, if you're a good parent, you're homeschooling.
You can be a good parent and not really be able to make that huge commitment to homeschool, I think.
Well, I don't mean in the typical definition. I mean, if you have a child in public school, chances are he or she's going to learn from you at some things in life.
Oh, yes.
You would hope.
I would certainly hope that our parents are teaching morals and integrity, Christianity is a good thing. We need to really... Parents absolutely need to be dedicated to raising their children. There's no doubt about that, know.
So if you're just tuning in, Ed Wilson is here. He's a Marion County School Board candidate. This is District 3.
Yes, sir.
You're up against Bobby James. And who else is on the list?
Oh, you're going to make me say their names.
Oh, you don't have to. I can do it.
It's Jane Morley and Jim Touchton.
Okay. And I don't know that I've met them. I don't think so. But anyway, well, thank you for coming in. Now, you have a prepared thing, so I'll just kind of shut up and let you, you have a little speech or something?
Yeah, do you want me to do that now?
Sure.
Okay, yes, here we go. My name is Ed Wilson, and I'm running for Marion County School Board District 3. I've lived in Marion County for 33 years. I'm a Christian, and I believe that the Judeo-Christian principles this country was founded on are what made it so great. The further we move from those principles, the worse off we and our country become. I love God, my family, and my country. My wife and I have been married for 28 years. She was a stay-at-home mom, and we both worked very hard to raise our children to be respectful, honest, personally responsible, and productive people. We have 7 grandchildren. I've been a contractor in Marion County since 1985. I was the chief engineer at the Ocala Hilton for 9 years. I was a scout leader for 8 years and helped 4 young men earn Eagle Scout. And I coached co-ed softball in Marion Oaks for several years. Now this is important. As a businessman, I've always had to watch the money. I've never had a spend it or lose it mentality. I've had to develop budgets and come in at or below budget to be successful, whether it was my money or someone else's money that was being spent. That's just a little bit about who I am. Now let me tell you a little bit about who I'm not. I am not someone who has spent their entire adult life in the school system and thinks that the only way to improve it is by raising taxes. That's not me. And I'm not a union man, nor am I being backed by the union, so I will not be biased toward the union. And I'm not someone who has just recently decided to get involved. My involvement as a concerned citizen began in 2004 when I started attending county commission meetings with the Home Builders Association. And then I became chairman of their roundtable meeting, monthly meetings with the director of the building department, attended by Commissioner McLean, in order to try to resolve some of the issues builders were having with the building department. My involvement with the Home Builders Association also took me to Tallahassee during the spring legislative sessions to meet with our legislators. Of course, I had no way of knowing that these experiences were preparing me for the leadership role I would assume with the Tea Party. We worked very hard to provide the opportunity for anyone wanting to attend our meetings to get to know the candidates. I think it's very important to be an educated voter. We also made many trips to Tallahassee to make sure that our legislators knew what was important to us. And all of this led me to the next step, to decide to run for office. Why did I decide to run for school board? I had attended many of the school board meetings with the Tea Party, and I've been attending them regularly for a year. I love kids, and I know that they are our future. Our country's future, our community's future, and our future. We must do a better job of preparing them to be successful. We cannot remain the greatest nation ever in the history of the world if we cannot prepare our students to be not just successful, but exceptional. Of course, there's more to that than just public education, but that is a good place for me to try to make a difference. I will work very hard to get more of our hard-earned tax dollars to the classroom. We do not have a revenue problem, we have a spending problem, and it's not in the classroom. I think it's in the bureaucracy, in unfunded mandates, unnecessary legal fees, theft, and unproductive personnel. If I'm elected, I will find the wasteful spending and get that money to the classrooms. And parents should have more choice in their child's education, and parents should have more responsibility in their child's education. We need to raise the standards, truly raise the standards, and Common Core is not the answer. I am vehemently opposed to Common Core. We need to pay the best teachers well and get rid of the teachers who fail to motivate their students to learn and succeed. And most importantly, we need to bring back morals like honesty, integrity, and personal responsibility by welcoming God in our schools, by setting the example, and by accepting nothing less. My Christian beliefs are what guide my decision-making every day, and they will continue to guide my decision-making if I'm elected to the school board. Please vote for me, Ed Wilson, Marion County School Board District 3, and God bless you.
And thank you for that. And you just stay with us a little bit longer. WOCA has the same feeling you do with your Tea Party statement there about educating the voters, which is why we do this. As you know, the FCC requires us to be fair, and that fairness is defined by whatever we give to one candidate, we have to give to all candidates. So these 10 minutes is why we do this. So
okay.
I appreciate the fact that you're doing this. I have a question for you. If the Common Core is mandated by the state, and Common Core, I guess, was abridged slightly to become Florida Core, whatever they call, or Florida Standards, whatever they called it.
Right.
Can a county, and this is really a question, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but can a county actually opt out of that, or are we obliged to follow the Common Core if the state says we have to?
Well, there's a lot going on around the nation and also in Florida to fight back against Common Core because so many people think it's just terribly wrong and just a disaster.
Yeah, we do too.
And for many, many reasons, and I'm sure y'all have talked about those reasons on the radio, so I won't go into all of them. But it would be my responsibility if I'm elected to vote no. And not only that, but because of my involvement, I know most of our legislatures from the area, and I will work very hard in Tallahassee to get things changed And
Okay. Well, I guess that's what I wanted to know. So, in other words, you'll be representing Marion County, but we can't stand alone in fighting it. You have to kind of join with the other school boards around the state in order
school
to get
boards, parents,
Yeah.
legislatures, all of us need to get involved.
The other question I have is your statement about the unions. If the union is the teachers' union, and the teachers being the first person that actually reaches the children, in fact, often the only person that reaches the children, and the union is asking for maybe a raise or something that would require more money, maybe more supplies, would your stance against the union somehow cause you to think differently about their request?
No, it won't, because just like you mentioned earlier, that there are many examples of wonderful students. Students are really excelling in public school.
Yeah.
We have some really good teachers, and I think that, but just, with almost 2,800 teachers or so, whatever the number is now, they just hired a bunch more. You have good, bad, and not so good in every large group of any people that you want to put together.
Right.
So I believe that we need to pay the best teachers well. We need to hire the best teachers we can afford, but you have to get the teachers who are failing our students out of the way in order to do that. So I'm looking at it as not what's best for all the teachers as a group. It's all about individuals, and we need, just like teaching is about the individuals, the connection between the teacher and the student. So we need to make sure we have the best teachers, and we can't hold on to the worst teachers and still hire the best teachers.
Anybody in your family a teacher?
Actually, I have aunts and uncles who were teachers.
Ed, thank you for coming in and being on the air with us, and hopefully we see you again.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and I appreciate the opportunity.
And it is
Thank you.
more fun to argue with somebody, but it wasn't a whole lot for me to argue with you on there, so plus than 10 minutes.
Good, and I can count on your vote then, right? Thank you very much.
Ed Wilson, again, running for the District 3 school board seat, currently held by Bobby James, wanting to hold on to a seat. Jane Moore, how do you say her name? Jane, you don't want to say it.
That's close enough.
And Jim Touchton are the other two candidates on the ballot. Thank you for coming in and doing this, Ed.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You too. We will take a little break, and I believe Glenn Fiorello will be here in just a bit to talk to us. Is he here? Okay. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Who would you feed if you had 50 chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A? WOCA and Chick-fil-A in the Paddock Mall have teamed up to reward one organization with 50 chicken sandwiches as a way of saying thanks for the great work that organization is doing in our community. And we need your help. See, there are so many